my name is Melissa, and welcome to my first book tag. It's going to be a rapid fire book tag, and again, this is my first time going, so let's get started. Oh, and also credit to Girl Reading for creating this tag. Okay, so the first one is ebook or physical book. So I do like I do like ebooks. Don't get me wrong, I do like ebooks, but I do prefer the physical book. Paperback or hardback? So price-wise, paperback, but I do like my hardbacks too. I do like the texture, the feel of the hardback, and sometimes they have like really pretty covers. So I do like hardbacks, but I usually buy paperback. Online or in-store book shopping? See, that's a hard one. So like currently, like right now, yes, I am doing online shopping, and the nearest actual bookstore is about an hour and a half away. So I don't really go shopping a whole lot for at the bookstores. Forgive me, my dog's. She was getting her robot or her toy box. But like right now, online books, online shopping is what I'm trying to say. Trilogies or series? I get that also depends on the books. But I do like trilogies. But if it's like a good series, then I'll probably read those too. But trilogies for sure. Heroes or villains? Heroes. But it would be like cool to read some villain stories. I just can't think of anything at the top of my head that I have read. Whatever. But I haven't read any villain books, so I'm a little bit sad about that. But I do tend to go for the heroes, in general. A book you want everyone to read. So the book that got me into historical romance is How Do I Love Thee by Nancy Moser. And it's like a retelling love story of Elizabeth Barrett and her relationship with Robert Browning. Again, it's purely fictional, but I really liked the plot of the story and the connection between the two. And they are based off of the poetress. Is she a poet? Yeah, I think it's called poetress, and then the poet, Browning. Okay, moving on before I mess up again. Okay, recommend an underrated book. So I haven't really heard, because I did search before I wrote this down. There's a couple of booktubers that have had read this book, but I wanted to say it too. So it's Josh and Hazel Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. And I had like a fun time reading this book, to be honest. I remember like I think it was like a Snapchat to my best friend, and I'm just like, this book was like amazing and fun and hilarious, but yeah, it's not really talked about, and I think it should be talked about just a little bit more, and it's a romance, so that's my thing. Last book I finished, it was Well Met. I forgot the author's name. I should have wrote that down too. Also, that was like really fun read, and that was like also like one of those books that I couldn't put down. So I did read it like within a couple of days. So that was a really good one. Last book that I bought, it was like, it's on its way, so I think this counts, even though it's not here yet. It's Of Kisses and Kisses, a retelling story of Beauty and the Beast. That's the last one that I bought. And I didn't give Beauty and the Beast, like, kind of like, I guess, the Disney version, very much credit. Like when it like first came out, obviously, way back when we're younger. I didn't really like it then, but things change. I grew up a little bit, and now I'm just like, oh my god, why did I not like Beauty and the Beast? I love Beauty and the Beast now. Weirdest bookmark. I've used toilet paper. Obviously not used, just like a little roll. Like sometimes, like, when we don't have like tissues, we just use like like toilet paper rolls, you know, and we'll just like leave it out here in the living room or something like that. And sometimes I'll just tear off one and just stick it in the book. I have used receipts. I've used like wrappings of like a straw that you would get from like a fast food restaurant. I've used bill envelopes. I've used a bill once, and I don't recommend that. Yeah, I think that's about the weirdest stuff that I have used. Okay, used books. Yes or no? Yes, 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 yes. The majority of my books, I've bought them used. I've gone to like thrift stores. I've gone to garage sales. I've gone to library book sales, which I'm like a little bit sad that because of like, you know, the quarantine stuff around, they canceled this big library book sale that I go to twice a year, and they had to cancel that due to this, which is fine, you know. But it's like super big. Like there's so many genres, and there is a lot to go through. But yes, I definitely buy used. Top 3 genres: romance, YAs, fantasy, contemporary. I could just go on, but I'm just gonna stop right there. Borrow or buy? I borrow first. I always borrow before I go into buying. But between the pick of one of the two, I borrow. You know, I rent from the library. I use the little the library ebook thing app. I don't know what you call it. But yes, I do borrow I do borrow a lot. I don't really buy a whole lot. But if I really want it, I go buy it. But borrowing is my thing. Okay. Characters or plot? See, that's a hard one. I think I'll have to go with characters. I think like even if the plot's dry, I think the characters would still make it like a good story. So I think I would choose the characters over the plot. Long or short novels? Short. Again, I think if it's like a really like good flow of a story, you know, it could still be really good. It doesn't have to be extremely long for it to be a good story. So I do prefer short novels. Long or short chapters? Short, again, it's just kind of like the same take, you know, if it has a good flow, don't ruin it, you know. Excuse me. But I do like, you know, some long chapters as well, but short ones are probably, you know, my style. Name 3 books I can think of. Okay, so I'm not gonna look on my screen. Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Nightingale, something that's not Harry Potter. Oh my gosh, well met, because I was just talking about it. Okay, books that make me laugh or cry. I choose books that make me laugh. Stuff that makes me cry, I don't really cry a whole lot, you know. I get it. I have to have like some sort of emotional connection to something in order for me to cry. Again, just sad scenes just don't cut it, you know. They just don't. But if it has to do something with animals, I'm gonna bawl. I will bawl. But I like laughter. I feel like there's not a whole lot of laughter that, you know, we experience a whole lot, you know. Sure, like we may have lived like average lives, but sometimes it gets depressing. But like right now, for me, I feel laughter would help a whole lot if I laughed more. I need to laugh more. All right, our world or fictional world? Our world, because, you know, I know of our world, you know, like take like cell phones for example. I know how they work. And if you go to like a fictional world where the author creates something completely new and out of their imagination, then we have to you know, read about it and then visualize it ourselves. And depending on the author's writing style, you know, they could be like very descriptive or they could be like really bland. And they could put like way too much information into it too. So I feel like a whole new world, and you are like tossed with like a lot of different stuff. That I think that throws me off a little bit. But like a good like median would be like something from like Harry Potter. You know, you got like, you know, today's world. Well, maybe not present day world, but you got our world, and then you got, you know, the Hogwarts world, you know, where you got a little bit of something, and it's not like here's like all this stuff, but it's just like kind of like ease you into it, and then you get like all this stuff in the series, and you could still follow it. So I would do Our World. Audiobooks, yes or no? I am gonna have to go with no, only because I've listened to like a few audiobooks and they were okay, and there was like this last one that I tried to give a listen and I just didn't like who was talking, just the voice, you know. I was just like I'm not in tune with it. But I do give audiobooks a shot if I have to. But yeah, I don't really prefer audiobooks. Do I judge a book by its cover? Absolutely. You're not supposed to do that, I know, but you know, like, you know, I do like this like challenge that I do for myself. I'll go through the library and I'll just pick a random book like that has like a weird cover or like a really pretty cover, and I'll just grab it and I won't look at the description and see what it's about, and I'll just go on blindly. I do that sometimes, and that's actually pretty fun for me. But yes, I do judge a book by its cover, and you know, that just gets me like hooked on the cover too. You know, it's just like, hey, it's like pretty colors and there's like flowers or even a cat on there, and like that gets my interest. I'm like, what's a cat about, you know? But yes, I do judge. Book to movie or book to TV adaptations? Probably TV adaptations. Mainly because a movie, you have a time limit. And TV, you know, an hour long, maybe you might get like more of the story in. A movie or TV show you prefer to its book? A Fault in Our Stars. I liked the book. Don't get me wrong, I liked the book, but I like the movie more. I think it just like, you know, got to the point in the movie, and it still hit me hard nonetheless, you know, because it was like really good, and I knew what was coming, and it still hurt. Last one is series or standalones. I prefer standalones. I like to just like, you know, read a good book and just, okay, close the book, that's the end of their story, you know. And I could pick up something else from the author instead of just, you know, reading, you know, more stories for this character or something like that. Now, if the series is good, then sure, yes, you know, I will still give it a shot, but I prefer standalones. But that's just me. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys later. And if you like what I do, please subscribe, or you are more than welcome to comment down below. Anyway, yeah, thank you. Bye.